Today, I'm going to be talking about forgiveness. This is something that we kind of really need right now in the world. It's something that not too many people are practicing, not too many Christians are doing, or it's one of the commandments of Christ is to forgive one another as Christ forgave you. We need to put forgiveness into practice more as Christians. In Proverbs, it says, "Good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense." And now let's drop down into kind of what that verse means. What this means is the wise take time and think about the reason before they show aggression. They think in godly ways to see if the situation requires aggression. We are told to offer our left cheek when somebody slaps our right cheek instead of retaliating. This verse says it's part of God's glory to overlook an offense and use it as an opportunity to show God's mercy and love to one that hurts you. Too many people nowadays are going out and trying to preach the gospel. And then when someone that is on the quote unquote far left comes up to them, you kind of have a little bit of hate in your heart because you're like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're just so wrong. You have to come to my way. And I'm saying this as I fall victim to this too. When I see these people that are clearly lost, like at the Olympics, I get angry, but that's not what you should do. You should forgive them and look at them as people, God's children, that are on a different path, that haven't really experienced what you've experienced. Too many people I see, like Ryan Garcia, are just showing aggression to all these people that aren't following Christ. And that's not Christ-like. He didn't come down to earth and only help the people that believed in him. No, he hung out with the sinners. He hung out with the people that did wrong and loved them. He didn't say, "You need to come to me right now or else you're going to die." He gave them the opportunity. He preached the word. In the end, it was his choice. We're actually scaring away more people to come to God with the kind of picture we have of Christianity all over social media right now. We aren't against gays. We aren't against all these things that people say Christians are against. We just look at them differently as things that lead to bad things. And we don't want you to go down that path because we care for you. Now, we took that the wrong way and we're using that as a you can't do this, you have to come to Christ. And that's a lack of forgiveness. That's a lack of forgiving the act that they're doing because they do not know what they're doing. The prayer, "Lord, forgive them, for they do not know." They don't know what they're doing. So the best thing to do is to show love to that person. Show God's love. And that's giving them a better opportunity to turn to God versus showing them aggression. Proverbs 24:17-18. Do not gloat when your enemy falls. When they stumble, do not let your heart rejoice, or the Lord will see and disapprove and turn his wrath away from them. We are told to let God do the payback. Let God be the judge, so do not be happy when one stumbles or an enemy falls, for God will take away the wrath he gave them for doing wrong. We are to forgive and help even if the person won't ask for forgiveness, for we don't forgive for a benefit. We forgive because that's what the Father wants and that's what he did to us. So many people nowadays are claiming to be Christian, and then when they see somebody who's not Christian or a gay person or someone in the LGBTQ or even a Satanist, when they fall, when they stumble, they laugh at them and they say, "That's what you get," or "God strikes." People don't understand that it's not the person that's doing those things, it's sin. These people that are mocking Christ and pushing LGBTQ movements, it's not them that they're at fault. It's not their soul. It's sin that's overtaking them. So you need to look at them with forgiveness for the acts that they're doing and really see the real root of the problem and why they're doing it. It's sickening to me for how many people just show hate in the Christian community. You call yourself Christian, you call yourself a follower of the most loving God, but you yet lack love for the other side. You forget that Christ came down for the sinners, yet you are only showing love to people who are repenting. It doesn't make sense. The next topic I want to talk about in forgiveness is Matthew 8:24. Peter asked Jesus where he should set the limits of his mercy towards his brother and suggests that he should forgive up to 7 times. Jesus said, "No, put down your limits on forgiveness," and told Peter to forgive his brother as many times as needed without any limitation whatsoever. Regardless of what you do, you always have to forgive a person. Regardless of what they do, you always forgive them. Because if you set limits on your forgiveness, Christ will set limits on his for you. And yes, this may be a controversial topic, but even if somebody kills a family member, even if somebody kills your dog, even if somebody brutally does something to you or your family members, you forgive them, not because you want to bring the other person peace, but because that's what the Father wants. That's what God wants. Although it might not make sense that some things in this world happen and it's hard to think that it happened for a reason. Absolutely everything happens for a reason. Everything. And we can't understand that because it's out of our knowledge. It's a spiritual matter. We don't know why, but we have to have faith in God that why happened for a reason. There's a lot of people in my life that I notice have a grudge on them, have a weight on their shoulders because they lack the ability to forgive someone. And they are causing harm on themselves because they can't forgive someone else. Most people wait for someone else to do something for them to give them forgiveness, but that'll never happen. Majority of the times, the other person does not come to their senses, and you're holding that grudge for the rest of your life. Not only when you forgive someone, it warms the heart of the Father, but it also warms your own heart. It takes the weight off of your shoulders when you forgive them. Forgiveness is a power, it's a gift from God that we need to use more, way more. Learning to forgive brings so much peace on you. It's talked about all over the Bible. Forgive one another for Christ forgave you. It's one of the greatest acts of love. And if you do not constantly commit forgiveness, if there's someone or something that you are not forgiving right now, forgive them. Honestly, let them go because you're only causing harm to yourself by holding a grudge on someone. Now, before I end this video, I just want to talk a little bit and say that all of this is research I did on my own. So if you do not agree with it, or if there's some things that a verse might be a little bit mixed up, bear with me. I'm not claiming that everything is perfect. You know, I read my Bible, I researched about the verse, and then I put it on a sheet and talked about it. So, help me out. If there's something wrong, if I worded a verse wrong, tell me. And I want all of you guys right now to think, is there someone you're not forgiving? Who and why? Do you want forgiveness from God? If yes, forgive that person. Forgive that person from everything they've ever done to you, regardless of if they ask for forgiveness or not. And I promise you, you will see a change in your life. This world needs more love, so one extra person that forgives can go a long way. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.